What is a lyric poem? Lyric poetry is one of the major types of poetry. It typically focuses on presenting the thoughts, feelings, and emotion of an individual. It's often presented from the first person view of the speaker of the poem or from the point of view of another character. Lyric verses is frequently but not always told in present tense. Common characteristics of lyric poetry include the use of figurative language such as metaphor and similes and intense descriptions of emotion, experience, and observations. Major types of lyric poetry include well-known forms such as the sonnet, tanka, ode, and elegy. There are many theories about the origins of lyric poetry, but one common explanation is that lyric poetry originally emerged in ancient Greece and other eras as a form meant to be sung or accompanied by music. In later times, lyric poetry was not typically sung, but it still has a close connection to music. Think song lyrics. Lyric poems can be expressive that they seem almost musical in and of themselves. How to write a lyric poem? Since lyric poetry is associated with thought and emotion, a good place to start if you want to write our own lyric poem is to think of a person, place, object, or concept that inspires strong emotions within you. You can then choose a form, long or short, strictly, pattern or free, depending on how much you want to say about your subject. Short poems like tanka or quatrains are best from the conveying fleeting sensations and specific intense impressions, while longer poems like an ode give you the space to describe sometimes complex in extended detail. When you have selected the subject and form, you can get to writing. This table will show you some of the form considerations you can keep in mind for several common types of lyric poem. Lyric poem example. As you can imagine, the range of forms and subject of lyric poems in massive. Let's look at a few examples of poem modern lyric poem. Walt Whitman's "Oh Captain, My Captain" is an example of three stanza lyric poem. Each stanza has two parts. First two couplet sets of two rhyming lines, followed by a set of four lines of which the second and fourth rhyme the same A B C B patterns as in Thistle poem. As in the first stanza, "Oh Captain, my Captain, our fearful ship is done. The ship has withered every wreck. The prize we sight in on. The port is near. The bell I hear. The people all ting. While follow eyes the steady nail, the whistle grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lie, fallen cold and dead." The poem exemplifies the expression of powerful emotion that's associated with lyric poetry. In this case, the morning of the dead captain, a reference to President Ibrahim Lincoln. The poem also utilized figurative language such as in common in lady poetry. In this case, the United States is compared to a ship that has gone through the fearful trip of the Civil War. Oh, thank you. Okay, do like, share, and subscribe.